artist down to begin painting. Maroon and countdown now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's paint!
Live now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Art Battle in Bangkok. We have just started round number 1, and we are in for a very exciting competition today. Max and I were looking at the artist list, and they are absolutely stellar. Joining me on the stream today is creative wonderkind Max Oral. Hey, Max, how's it going?
Hello, lovely. So glad to have you joining me on this one for Bangkok. Honestly, I cannot wait. I had the absolute honour of being able to call Bangkok last time around, and it was a hell of an evenings of art. So I'm just excited to get stuck in. I don't know about you.
I'm so jazzed. It's like checking out all of the styles of the artists before the competition has been really exciting. So I can't even imagine how well that's going to translate to the live sphere.
Absolutely. Like, if there's one thing that I absolutely adored about the last stream was the difference of styles, techniques. I honestly saw some things that I've not seen in any of the art battles thus far in my nearly years doing the live commentary, including, I believe there was a sculpture being made out of a combination of paint and stabbing personal items into the easel, so I have got no idea what to expect this time round.
Ooh, who are we heading over to now? We've got Kule here. And Kule is an art educator and was describing his versatility of skills. So I can't wait to see how this piece transforms.
Absolutely. Like, I love the way of describing yourself as an art educator, and I think we're kind of getting some influences of that on the canvas already. Like, really getting some good colour down. We're seeing very, very, like, competent technique in terms of the brushstroke. It almost looks like it's second nature, so you can tell that they are very, very much an educator within the art realm.
Ooh, I love the contrast from this piece already from Jamon's.
Absolutely, like, really, really just getting stuck in with the paint, really just laying down those really jagged, sharp, dark strokes. Almost something menacing about the canvas, like, already, even though we can't quite make out what the figure in the middle is. So, really exciting to see how this canvas progresses throughout the 20 minutes.
I agree with you. There is something menacing in the brushstrokes. I think it's just like the sharp edges that he's left kind of trailing off. There's definitely some dark energy there.
Absolutely, just like a beautiful controlled chaos.
Ooh, Mendy, this is looking quite established already.
Absolutely, the use of colour as well, the way that it just seems to seamlessly sort of like flow into each other. It's giving, whenever you see sort of like petrol in a puddle or an oil slick, you get that lovely sort of like cascading rainbow that just like seems to really flow freely. And I'm getting sort of that already with the command of colour on the canvas, so really exciting stuff.
That's such a good point. There's like this shimmering luminosity that's present.
Absolutely.
And here we are with Under Hat Daddy. This artist is one that I was particularly excited to see. Under Hat Daddy is known for doing a character that's based on his wife, and I'm really, really hopeful to see that character here today.
Hopefully we get to. Honestly, I love the title as well, like Under Hat Daddy. Like, I think we can definitely sort of like see like such a like clear vision in terms of style. Already just like being very calm, taking time, really making sure they're getting the background of their canvas done, which is always a solid technique when it comes to art battle. Just keeping calm and composed, really concentrating on those brushstrokes, and just, you know, not being fazed by the 20-minute time limit, just doing what he does best.
Yeah, I love seeing the way that every artist approaches the canvas. Sometimes you see them really chill, sometimes you see them completely like intensely zeroed in. Sometimes you see them attacking the canvas. It's always a different display of how each artist is showing up.
Absolutely. I mean, you would know that better than anybody else, being a like not only competitor but winner yourself in terms of the techniques that you can employ to really do well within an art battle environment.
Ooh, I love this blue. It's so subtle.
Also, just noticing the line work that's being built off of in the background, just seeing subtlety. Like I can't tell if that's been done with pencil or if that is like really wispy lines of blue. And either way, I'm just liking the way that it's sort of like just flowing together. The way that it's got some beautiful motion already put down the canvas. Really exciting stuff.
And I believe that I'm starting to see the content of what it's going to be. And I think that a few other artists are kind of riffing on this theme as well, of the dragon for Lunar New Year.
Oh, that's such a good observation. I mean, I think we're definitely... Whoa, okay. Literally, the minute you said that, I'm now seeing this really intricate, snarling beast being put onto the canvas. But, God, the level of detail... This has been, what, 6 minutes? And yet the black paintwork has just been done so well, executed with such precision and such close spacing between some of the lines. So really, really good stuff from Colon.
I am all about this piece. It feels like so organic, the way that all of these lines are just kind of riffing off of each other. Like there's an intuitive way that he's laying it down, and it's still representational. It's just organic and representational at the same time, and I'm here for it.
Absolutely. You can feel it snarling onto the canvas.
Totally. And one of our only portraits in this round so far from Kool-Aid.
Absolutely, like we can absolutely see it taking shape, like really liking the intensity that's been captured within the eyes. I mean, that's like a personal thing that I always like to look out for here in Art Battle. But also, just really loving the command of the colours in the background. It's really just setting this piece up as a whole. Like really, really interesting stuff so far.
Yeah, he's definitely established a level of movement within the background. Like it's abstract, but it also kind of feels like maybe there's some figures present and moving around, like maybe a kind of a misty crowd.
Absolutely, it's like that motion blur you get off a camera when you take it and the light just seems to drag everything like a slick or like a flash of light. Oh wow!
This is definitely taken on a different energy.
Absolutely, yeah. Initial observations, I was talking about the menacing quality of the lines being portrayed, but actually there is like a beautiful jaggedness being captured within these wild flowers, which honestly I think is extremely clever, considering that like the performance of the artist is equally important in Art Battle. So to have like some of the onlookers both here on the stream with us and actually in the room see this take shape and go through these different motions, I think is really, really clever on the artist's part.
Such a great point. The brush strokes here are feeling very performative in that there's being added as needed, and it feels almost like rhythmic in the way that Jamon's is applying these strokes here.
Honestly, cannot wait to see how that canvas develops.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic looking portrait from Mehdi here. And Mehdi is a Persian artist who's now based in Bangkok, who first came to prominence after being commissioned to do a lot of murals in Tehran. So really cool to be able to see him painting here today.
I was going to say, I can fully understand why. I mean, the way that when we first cycled around and saw the canvas, we were seeing the beautiful colours being laid on top of each other, the way they flowed into each other, but now just how vivid and bright and clear this portrait is. Like, such great command of the colours to really make this quite a sharp, striking, but just beautiful portrait. Honestly, incredible stuff being done.
Making our way back over to Underhat Daddy. Oh, this is feeling
Really
different.
Yeah, like I think this is a really unique approach because like I'm really liking that you've got these three distinct layers on the canvas where you can see that the texture of the paint is just as important as what's been putting down, and yet again really taking time, making the most of that 10 minutes, and you can see such care and precision being put into this canvas. So definitely not what I was expecting from Under Hat Daddy, but very exciting to see.
I'm wondering whether or not this is going to end up being figurative, or I'm almost feeling like this might be an aerial shot of a beach, but lots of different elements still coming to fruition here.
Absolutely, like going to be so exciting to see what that's going to turn out as when we cycle round again.
Oh, this is looking cool. I love the movement here.
Definitely incorporating those aspects of the dragon, as you mentioned before, but like seeing the figure, this like really strong, striking warrior-esque pose. As you can see, like definitely some form of like broadsword or like maybe traditional style sword being wielded here. Just the way that you're getting a leap of motion from it is really, really cool. Really digging what's been put down.
Yeah, the way that he's situated all of these different elements is just creating this really dynamic composition that's just so full of movement. Your eye just bounces from the snout of the dragon all the way down into the tail.
Also, being able to feel the energy within the character being painted, that is such a difficult thing to actually do, is to capture sort of like an energy of somebody or like motion or an unsprung thing. And I think we're getting that from that canvas.
Totally. I totally get what you mean, the tension.
Wow, honestly, such amazing work being put here. We're now getting a more like traditional figure, like at the bottom of the canvas, as well as the dragon. But I'm just astounded of the level of technique and the detail of the technique that's been able to put down so quickly. Like, if you told me the canvas already was done in 12 minutes, I would call you a liar. But we've literally seen it in front of our eyes.
Yeah, this is absolutely wild to just try to consider the amount of time that has been spent here by Kolohan. This is just so tight and well executed, and like there's a narrative quality that's being introduced to it too, and it's just fantastic.
I'm really intrigued about the utensil being used for that really, really small, specific line work. Like, you can see such care being put on, and I think it's literally just like a small stick, just to really give those engravings.
Love it.
Oh, wow, okay, so we're seeing a bit more of a sort of like a transformation from when we were last cycling around, that the colours in the background looks like more of like a traditional headdress of some sort, and the colours are what are informing the feathers that are now being painted onto the canvas. Really clever stuff.
Yeah, wonderful use of layering here, and literally just feathering in these textures and creating these lines that are so soft and semi-transparent.
Absolutely, like, not only is it just a fantastic technique to see like displayed from a Goulet, but it's clever. In an art battle thing, we've got 20 minutes thinking about your layering, thinking about how you're going to get those textures achieved, and that's been absolutely smashed out of the park in terms of like just the texturing of the canvas. Really, really well done.
Oh, this is so sweet. I love it.
Oh. See, yet again, like, I'm almost, like, kicking myself. I think there was almost commentator's curse there. In the beginning, I'm going, oh, it's so menacing. And yet, I'm now seeing the cutest drawing of a small dog in a field of what appears to be daisies. So, I love the transformation from, like, step one to the end of the process. And still got 6 minutes left of this amazing canvas.
Absolutely. What a journey with this piece. I really loved watching this build. And I also think that every artist who's painted in this round is a first-time battler too. So gotta give these guys kudos for that as well.
Absolutely. If you told me they were first-time battlers, then yet again, I would be shocked. But also, that just speaks volumes about the level of artistry that we've got in this Bangkok competition. And this is just round one. We've got an entire another round and the final to look forward to. So you already know this is shaping up to be one hell of an art battle.
Coming back around to this portrait, and I'm so excited. I love the use of the cool colors in the shadows here.
I love the expression on the face. There's something almost like that sort of like timeless beauty when capturing sort of like particular portraits of like femininity and feminine energy, and it's been really well captured with the use of the colors. I always love the little dancing bits of like, I think it's like a pale indigo that's being used on the eyes and in the surrounding areas that just give it that other dimension. So really, really intriguing stuff.
Such a great observation. This portrait is definitely just exuding this serenity and so many different layers of emotion too. I'm just really loving it. There's like a tenderness here.
I mean, it just makes sense. Like when you mentioned that this is a mural artist, I'm like, oh, okay, that absolutely 100% checks out, because like I could absolutely see that in some form of like large old-fashioned building and having just like the light shining on it. It just makes sense. You can see it in the technique.
Well, I think here's the addition of his character that's based on his wife. We have, from what I'm seeing, laying on the beach is this woman in a red bathing suit, and then we've got our little red balloon lifting into the sky.
So clever to use the texture of the paint to really give just a really three-dimensional value to the waves that are crashing in on the sand. And I love how it stayed true to the artist in terms of the character, the colors that are being used, but it really does have that dimension to it that's really thoroughly unique to Underhat Daddy's canvas. So really, really impressed.
And so whimsical. The choice of subject and just this little floating balloon and the aerial perspective, just so fresh. Love this composition.
Couldn't agree more. Just those little flashes of red, the choices that are being made in terms of like the imagery and what it evokes. Really, really clever stuff.
Ooh, I love the addition of the red or the orange into the eye of the dragon.
Absolutely, just gives it that extra level of pop, and like it's giving sort of like inspirations of both like sort of like traditional figures of like warriors, but the way that it's got that motion to it, that movement, it's also giving me sort of like levels of street art, and the combination of those two I think is really, really awesome stuff.
Totally. The line work here is definitely evocative of street art, and it's just adding to this dynamic energy and sensation of movement.
100%. Really just like the choice as well to actually, like, a lot of times I've seen in art battle to like really go heavy with the colors in the background and to lay stuff on top, and to think you need to get that done. I like the commitment to just really focusing on the motion of a figure and really committing to that and making sure that's absolutely nailed. So I think that's really incredible stuff.
What? Oh man, I was trying to figure out how this piece could get even better, and here it is.
I see now. I genuinely, just from a purely artistic standpoint, have questions on how the red was achieved with such texture, but also to not obstruct the other like black and white line work that we've got with the other stuff. That is how you a round in art battle. Like, that is so detailed, really well done. Like if anybody told me that like, oh, did the background after the doing the figure, I would have gone, ooh, maybe a bit detrimental, you know, might be difficult to do. But no, Colahan has just made this look effortless, like absolutely effortless.
Stunning. I love the small swirls of texture and transparency that are coming through in the background. Like, it gives it so much more dynamic quality than if it were just flat, and works really well with the illustration. Just really two elements really well married.
It's just elevated the canvas from being like already an incredible piece of work to just really taking it to that step up, which is exactly what you need in art battle.
Some absolutely stunning texture here as well. You really get this kind of 3D quality from the beading on the headdress here, just based on how he's building up the paint.
Absolutely, like, it's so nice to actually see like texture being actually used as something to consider as part of the composition by like multiple artists. So it's gonna be a really difficult one to judge. I don't know about you, but like all of these pieces I've been like thoroughly blown away with, so it's going to be a tough time judging these in this first round, like starting off with an absolute bang in round one.
Yeah, the level of quality, the breadth of styles here, it's definitely going to be a tough decision, but one that the audience has to make. And if you guys are not registered yet to vote, go to the link at the bottom of your screen, artbattle.com/AB2719, and vote for your favorite artist. All right, heading into our final 30 seconds here.
Yet again, such amazing texture on that canvas. I mean, all the ones we've seen, that's definitely been like one of the things I've noticed is like the use of the paint and the colors. Just thoroughly blown away by all the artists involved. Like really, really incredible stuff. I don't know how you call this one. This is going to be a difficult job for all of the amazing viewers.
Almost done with round one. After this, please vote online via QR code from any Art Battle BKK staff or volunteer. Ten seconds remaining. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brushes down, artists. Thank you. Once again, big round of applause for the
Wow, what an absolutely incredible first offering from our artists in Bangkok for Art Battle today. That round just blew me away. Max, any favorite moments?
Honestly, we went through such an amazing journey, being able to see these amazing artists do their work. I knew from doing Bangkok the last time that this was going to be an exciting battle, but I don't think I could have anticipated a first round like this. Everyone has come out the gates incredibly strong. Honestly, if you want to see your favorites go through, you need to get voting. You need to show them some love and get representing.
And you can do that at the link at the bottom of your screen, artbattle.com/AB2719. Also, all of the work created today is available for silent auction at that same link as well. The top 2 artists from this round and the top 2 artists from our next round will be moving forward into a 4-artist final showdown in a 3rd and final round with a new canvas and another 20 minutes on the clock. So if you want to see your favorite artist compete again, make sure that you get those votes in. And we will be back in just a few minutes for our second round with our next 6 awesome artists.
After you have voted, feel free to grab a drink for your favorite artist and congratulate them, or DJ, or MC. Langjack Boltนะครับมาจากเลือดพิธีกรที่ท่านอยากให้ชนะรอบที่นะครับก็อยากจะเสนอเล่าเสนอเรื่องพวกพิธีกรได้เลยครับผม เพื่อช่วงลมความดีหรือปลอบใจนะครับ Feel the front desk by the entryway ท่านใดยังไม่ได้สแกน QR code เพื่อเข้าไปโหวตออนไลน์นะครับก็สามารถที่จะสแกนที่บอร์ดด้านหน้าได้เลยครับผม There will also be an art auction online. All the paintings made today will be auctioned live online tonight. You will be able to take a painting home for yourself.
Try it.
Don't be. If you want to.
Oh, it's just time to because I voted already.
Round 2 will begin in 3 more minutes. อีกแค่3 นาทีนะครับจะเริ่มการแข่งขันรอบที่2แล้ว Don't forget to tag us online. Help this event grow. Hashtag Art Battle BKK. อย่าลืมโพสต์และแอดกันนะครับ Hashtag Art Battle BKK ช่วยงานอีเวนต์นี้ใหญ่ขึ้นไปเรื่อยๆนะครับผมตอนนี้นะครับขออนุญาตแนะนำให้รู้จักพิธีกรที่จะเข้าแข่งขันในรอบที่2นะครับ Now I'd like to introduce you to the artists of round 2. Over here on easel number 1, we have Time Exhibicon.
Девушка прикольная.
On easel number 2, Sub 1. Easel number 3, that's over there. Nato. Over here on easel number 4, Pericopia. And on the other side at the end, on easel number 5, Irina Reswan. And finally, easel number 6, John Lappy. It is now exactly 8:30. Artists, are you ready? ถึงเวลาแล้วนะครับ2 ทุ่มครึ่งแป๊ะจิตรกรพร้อมกันหรือยัง Okay. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's paint!
And we have just begun our second round for Art Battle in Bangkok today. It was a beyond incredible first round, and I'm so excited to see what happens at the easels this round. Max, are you jazzed?
Honestly, I couldn't be more ecstatic with the second round because they really brought their heat in the first round. Like, honestly, Bangkok didn't come here to play games. They came here to do some fantastic art. So I'm just beyond excited to see how this second round goes. Like, this is going to be a hell of a competition.
And starting off, I think a little bit recognizable here with time. And I feel like maybe we're going to get into some kind of animal territory.
Honestly, I hope we do, because I won't lie, I'm a sucker for any form of like animals, especially doggos when it comes to art, so that would be definitely well received.
Ooh, and some interesting technique here from Nato. Getting a sponge with some color on it and using that to really bang out a lot of color on the canvas in such a short amount of time.
Yep, great technique, nicely balanced with the fact that obviously you are out under that time constraint. I honestly love it when our battle contestants are like thinking of those techniques, not only to like really show the audience like the breadth of their work and what they can achieve, but also thinking about the competition, how they can get it done in that 20 minutes and to be smart with their time. So already straight out of the gates, just a combination of a great technique and really just, you know, making sure they're maximizing their time.
And I also feel like this artist is matching their canvas too. When we pop back around, check out the color combo as it relates to the fit.
Wow, such beautiful color, like the pink, the way that it seems to radiate. There's something cosmic about it. Really nicely done to already set up the canvas in these first 3 minutes.
Yeah, Irina is really establishing such a strong energy with this background color here. And from what I've seen of her work, it tends to be quite surreal, and that's my favorite kind of art.
Honestly, I think I'm with you on that. I just love just the actual, like, just any form of surrealism I am a sucker for, so I already know that we're going to be witnessing something special with this particular canvas, but already just the way that the background of the canvas has been set up is already incredible, so really excited to see how that goes.
Ooh, and speaking of incredible background, I'm loving the color play that John's got going here.
Loving the combinations of techniques. I think it's been spray paint in the background, but then we've had some paint spackled on to really give that depth of texture. Loving the blues and the yellows and the pink, like such vibrancy early on in this canvas.
And I feel like there's going to be a lot of really cool movement-based strokes. Oh, I'm so excited. Yes. I think that's a drywall trowel.
I think it is, which I can definitely say I've not seen that specifically used in Art Battle. So very unique in terms of how that's going to really inform the text of the canvas. But yeah, really exciting stuff to see already.
Way cool. Way cool. I always love seeing the like innovative tools that artists will come up with. And here we are with Peritopia, who describes her work as being within the 90s girl fashion aesthetic, which I'm here for that.
Honestly, love that as an influence as well. Like, that's definitely something which I could say I don't think I've ever heard described in terms of like an influence basis for the artist. So that should be really exciting to see how that canvas comes out. And I think just really subtly already seeing, I believe what is going to be a figure being laid down on the canvas, but like, I'm really loving the subtlety and the care being taken with the colours. It's just slowly emerging the canvas, and I've got a feeling that this artist is just gonna, it's just gonna pop up on like another rotation that we'll really see just fully what they're trying to achieve. So really exciting.
Oh, this is cool. I love the like clash of influences here.
Yeah, definitely getting the motion, which I can only think it might have been achieved by a spray paint, or definitely it's going for that style of that bubble art that you get in graffiti and tagging, but then having the small like squares and the geometry over the top of it. So it's just it's like a really pleasant clash between those two that are only informing one another. So that's really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I love seeing the layering techniques here and the adventurous sensibility of oscillating between these two styles and bringing them together. I think that's really interesting.
And anything like geometric can be a really tough one to do in the 20 minutes because the patterns, the way that they're laid out, the sort of like balance in terms of like, are you going for perfect symmetry? Are you going for like sort of like randomness? Like being able to really get it on, like specifically in that time could be a really difficult thing, but absolutely doing a great job of it so far.
Yes, I love this.
Yay, we're getting a dog! I know that's real unprofessional of me in terms of a commentating basis, but on this one time, I'm going to let that go. I am excited to see a dog, so already, like, time is massively, massively impressing me with this, just this cute canvas.
And he looks so friendly. You really get the smile of the dog and that curling tongue. That would be really difficult to execute, that tongue.
Oh, absolutely. But also just capturing like a dog's like dogs are so just happy and jolly and care. Like they show you like such blind affection. They are amazing. I mean, I'm a dog owner myself. So to be able to capture that with the paint and on a canvas and to really capture what that is to sort of like have a presence of a dog is really, really special. Really digging it.
Oh, this piece is coming together so beautifully. I love this sharp line work that's being introduced on top of the looser paint.
It's such a great combination because you're getting the texture and you're getting sort of like the jaggedness of the paint, and then you're getting the really like laser specificity of, well, I believe I've just the markers there. And I just love the combination of the pink and the blue. We're already seeing a heart sort of like formed in the middle. So really, really awesome stuff.
And getting this beautiful sensation of glow as well. And you see that glow reflected up onto the face, and the lower half of the face is much lighter. Really interesting techniques here.
Such a great observation. It's got that sort of like thing of like an aura about it, that it's coming from the person and not anything else. And that's what we're really seeing, is this brightness coming from the person depicted on the canvas, which is really, really incredible stuff.
Ooh, I'm so excited about this portrait here. Oh,
Definitely
the brows are really
so,
anchoring the face.
Yeah, it's giving something like strong and bold, but at the same time, it's giving cosmic in terms of its influence. It's giving like galaxy and very much sort of like, not sort of like in sci-fi, but in like literal space. Like when you see like supernovas and the way that the colors just seem to be very like pulsating.
Totally. I absolutely see that. Oh, I love the way that the shapes are coming together on the face too. Like there's this like slight furrowing of the brow, which is making a really interesting expression.
It's showing real strength of the person being depicted, and I really like it when we get such like strong energy from such a subtle thing as, like you said, the furrowing of the brows. It's such a small detail, but it does a hell of a lot for the canvas.
Such a celebration of color here from John.
Honestly, that is the only way you can really describe a piece like this. It's a celebration of color. I'm just loving the depth of it. So we've got some great stuff with spray cans. We've got some great spackling with the tool. I'm just loving to see how these colors are just being built on top of each other, and they are dancing with one another.
And we can really see John taking his time with this and like communicating with the canvas. We're seeing him stepping back, making assessments of what the piece needs, stepping back, reevaluating, and he just seems really comfortable in this time setting. I love the confidence.
Honestly, that confidence will come from just any form of mastery of technique. I mean, as an artist yourself, you'll know that like you only get the level of confidence when really knowing how you work with certain colors or certain techniques. And we can just see that he just feels incredibly at home with those spray paints and the spackling. So such a great display of technique.
The blues here. I think you were totally right, Max, when you said that this piece was just going to build forward. And it's so soft and subtle, but then she's adding in these smaller elements of contrast that are just really bringing everything forward.
Yeah, we're getting the pop of the blue, but also noticing like we're getting some subtle pops of like reds, and you've got the overtone of like peaches and pinks, and it really is giving that early sort of like Femme 2000s, like in terms of like its inspiration. Like that color palette is a really, like you can tell it's a really direct and intentional choice from the artist, that they're probably very, very well used to working with their other works, and they're really showcasing that perfectly with this particular canvas.
Ooh, and I'm just noticing now how they're laying down these butterfly shapes so quickly, but like you get the sensation of what they are.
Yeah, like I said, you just get the feeling that it's having this energy that's just bursting like from out of the canvas.
Very cool watching stuff lay down these geometric brush strokes.
Really liking sort of like the use of the colours, so it's reminding me of MC Escher's Stairs, but instead it's more of like what I would class as sort of like an urban depiction of that, because of the use of the graffiti and the colours, and it does have that thing that it seems a little bit more sort of like, it's not about like pencil work and line work, it's about the colours and the geometry of it.
Yeah, definitely bringing that kind of classical depiction of stairs maybe into this contemporary direction. And it's really cool watching all of these painterly strokes being laid over top of this street art influence. And I think maybe going in a floral direction.
Yeah, potentially sort of like, it was giving me airs of like maybe cherry blossom or some form of tree, but definitely the direction we're going in.
I'm so pleased every time we get to visit this guy.
Oh, so am I. I'm so pleased because, like, literally with all the other works, I'm like, I'm keeping it nice and professional, looking at the artist's technique, and then I'm coming over to Time's work and I'm going, oh, but it looks like such a precious, cute thing. Oh my god.
I want to know the name of this sweet doggo.
I do too. It's a canvas that I want to hug, and I don't think that's anything I've ever said whilst commentating on Art Battle. So it's definitely capturing the energy of the dog. Like, it just looks so sweet, and the care. Like, also from a technique standpoint, just like the eyes. Like, doing eyes for specifically dogs can be really unforgiving because obviously they are, like, so small and, like, harsh in terms of, like, the tone of the black. So to really get a kindness from that can be really difficult. But I think Time's done, like, a fantastic job of that.
Absolutely. They're really communicating that level of just excitement and affection. And we would love to hear from you guys in the chat if you have any names for this doggo. The atmosphere here that Nato has created around the figure, this like soft glow, is just so lovely. This piece just feels so peaceful and it really draws you in.
There's such a great serenity about it. There's such like, it seems so at peace and so caring and very loving. Just the way that like, there's great care being taken with the technique of this, but also being like great care being depicted. There is a beautiful softness and a stillness to it that's really, really just aiding that overall feeling. Like really, really liking just how I feel looking at this canvas.
Yeah, it really feels like a gratitude meditation almost. I think that it would be really centering to have this piece in your home.
Honestly, that's such a stunning point, especially linking it to that idea of like meditation and self-care, because it does feel very like caring of like oneself, or like the depiction of that, and being able to depict that is not an easy feat. But I think it's just been done so well. You can tell the level of care when putting onto the canvas. So cool.
So cool. I love the addition of this like swipe of halo.
It literally is, like I said last round, like with time we came around, it just has that cosmic element to it. So it's got that almost like that beautiful strength and unbridled chaos that you have like depicted in like captures of like artworks of space. And it's just the level of like the lighting. I love the little additions of the whites that's really just sort of like illuminating the pink as if it's now like all of it is like retaining like a light source.
Totally. And it just goes to show Irina's level of planning here as well, because she laid all of that pink down super fast in the first few minutes, and now it's dry enough at the 15-minute point that she's able to layer this white over top of it.
Great technique. You can absolutely tell that she's like, you know, a well-versed artist. She knows her craft. She knows exactly how she was going to do art battle, and it's just been like a flawless performance in terms of like, you can see the level of execution like from the artist has been just solid.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that so many of these artists have planned these paintings, and I wouldn't be surprised if a few of them had been pre-practiced, because the level of excellence here is just incredible.
Love how you can see that like the lines that were put on top of the spray paint have like progressively built and built and built, and then it's gotten to the point where all the corners of like the spray paint has been then added after the fact, so you can really see them like working together in terms of like informing this level of color.
Totally. And looking at John's profile as well, he describes his work as being impressionist meets street art, and that visual is coming through so strongly here.
I was gonna say, like, that style and like that descriptor for this like style of artwork is absolutely spot on. Like, I just love the subtlety as well of like the small ring right at the top of the canvas in the midst of the color. It's like, it's always kind of giving like a halo or like some form of smoke ring, and it's just this small little detail that really cuts through the bright color of the canvas. So really like that subtlety being added towards the end of the 20 minutes.
Yeah, it gives you that element of focal point. Back with Peritopia here. And again, just this soft build.
I was going to say, we saw such care and attention being taken with the background and really making sure the colours were balanced, and now we're getting this explosion of butterflies, but none of it seems overwhelming. It all seems like really well balanced with like those peaches, the blues, the pinks. The style of the artist that we had described is really coming through, and I think the artist is really just showcasing the like that specificity of like how unique their art is to them in terms of like that inspiration point. Also, I just love the added bits of texture we're now seeing being put on with the white, just adding like small little bits to really like bring onto the top of the surface of the canvas.
Yeah, just adding even more points of interest. Like, we have so much subtlety going on, and then these little pops of texture are points of emphasis, but they're done again in such a subtle way. And I think my favorite part about this piece is the different scale of butterfly. We have butterflies smaller in the background, and then we have a larger one right in the foreground. It just gives it this kind of immersive quality.
Honestly, all of these canvases have equaled the level of quality that we saw in round one. Yet again, I don't know how you call like these works. Like, I don't think I would be the one to decide who would go through. Such variety, such different techniques being used, such vibrancy in the colours that were being displayed. Like, honestly, this has been a hell of a first round, well, second round, to then match the first round.
All right, getting into our countdown now.
We're almost finished with round two. Don't forget to scan the QR code and vote for your favorite painting. We now have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brushes down. How about a round of applause for our round 2 artists? If you have not already done so, please scan the QR code.
All right, and that marks the end of our second round of Art Battle in Bangkok today. Just absolutely fantastic work across both rounds. And I really feel like all of the artists stayed really true to their studio styles as well, and just distilled their aesthetic in such an effective way.
Couldn't agree more. To be able to do that in 20 minutes is nothing short of astounding, but every single artist has really just showcased how incredible their artwork is and their influence of their styles. So honestly, if you just need to get involved and vote for your favorites, because it's just as tough as the first round to call this one. You just need to show your support for the artist and get voting.
And our top 2 artists from this round will be moving forward into the third and final round. And the way that you support your favorite artist is by voting for them at the link that's at the bottom of your screen, artbattle.com/AB2719. Also at that link, we have bidding available in the silent auction, and we also have links to all of these artists' social media and little bios on them as well. So if you want to learn more about the creators that you've been watching today, make sure that you check out those bios, and we will be back shortly to see who our top 4 artists are, and we could not be more excited. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today, and get in on the excitement and cast those votes.
Price that is low, because you won't be competing with anyone else around the world. Just the people here watching live and online will be able to participate. การประมูลนะครับจะมีแค่พวกเรานะครับกับท่านที่ชมออนไลน์นอกนั้นไม่มีใครมีสิทธิ์ซื้อนะครับลองมาจับซื้อในราคาที่ถูกและถูกใจนะครับไอ้คนที่จะก่อนในตารอบกลับบ้านด้วยครับผมเราประมูลได้เลยนะครับ Art Battle Intermission Canada are now counting your votes to see who our 4 finalists will be. If you have not voted, please do so now. ตอนนี้สกายของArt Battleที่อันดับนำโพสของท่านนะครับถ้าท่านยังไม่ได้โหวตคุณได้ออกไปโหวตตอนนี้นะครับผมขอบคุณครับ Who will be our 4 finalists? Have you decided who you like it? If you're still wondering, find someone near you, discuss the pictures with them. Have some fun, make a new friend. โหวตแบบนี้ครับถ้าอยากเป็นรู้ว่าจะเลือกใครดีก็ลองคุยกับเพื่อนๆในงานได้นะครับผมหรือกับคนที่เราไม่รู้จัก ลองมาดูว่าชอบรูปไหนเลย
How long is bidding day? Like, when it goes to bidding?
It's even prettier on camera.
Oh, really? But you shouldn't touch, okay? Don't touch. What's wrong with her?
just a few more minutes, we will announce the finalists. This evening, the 4 final artists to compete for the grand prize of $20,000 plus additional prizes and a chance to go on and compete for the national championship and Rando World Championship. เดี๋ยวอีกสักครู่นะครับจะประกาศผู้เข้ารอบสุดท้ายทั้ง4ท่านนะครับผมและผู้ที่ได้รับรางวัลก็อยู่ใน4ท่านนั้นนะครับอีกสักครู่ French gentleman here, Leo, say hi, Leo. Hi. Just ask me, why are the paintings so inexpensive? That's right, you can buy them online at our silent auctions right now. Take a piece of the night home with you. ตอนนี้ยังมีการประมูลนะครับผมตอนนี้รูปที่วาดกันอยู่ตอนนี้ราคายังถูกมากนะครับช่วยเข้ากันไปร่วมการประมูลนะครับ
เ
We're now ready to announce the 4 finalists who will compete for the grand prize of tonight and go on to compete in the national championship. Our finalists are Colahon, Mady Faraji, and tag us at Art Battle BKK. That's hashtag Art Battle BKK. Does anyone see Betty Karachi? Tall blonde with blonde hair. Here he is, we found him. Betty, you have very little time remaining before the start of round 3. All right, is everybody ready for the final round of Art Battle BKK? From Korean Cup, Digital Sukai Honan Art Battle BKK. From Korean artists, are you ready? We will begin in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's paint!
And our third and final round of Art Battle in Bangkok has just begun. And up at the easels, we have Kolahon, Medi, Peritopia, and NATO. And we are just beyond excited to see what these guys bring for their second offering of the night. It's so intense to create an incredible painting and then to be asked to do it again and create even more amazing art. Like, that's a tough ask, but these guys are up to the task. I'm here with the wonderful creative personality, Max Oral. Hey, Max.
Hello, lovely. Honestly, Bangkok, the first time I got to do it, they absolutely brought the heat. I wasn't sure if we were going to see, like, anywhere near close to the same level of quality because it was a tough ask, but here we are with 4 just absolutely stunning artists going through to this final round. It was a really tough call, But genuinely, I cannot wait to see what they bring to us in this final round. It's going to be an absolute classic.
Ooh, I think we're seeing the beginnings of another beautiful portrait from Peritopia, and it's cool seeing her start with this sketch because I'm really getting that anime influence that she mentions in her application.
Absolutely, like I'm really looking forward to see because like the way that the colors were balanced and the capturing of like how the canvas really moved forward with its energy was really strong in the round we got to see previously. So I really hope we get to see like developments of that. We just get to see more of that amazing technique. I can see some really great bright colors on the reference. It's being used on a phone currently. So yeah, super exciting stuff.
Ooh, and more of that amazing light but bright green too. Back over
Ooh,
with
yeah,
Natto.
Same technique being used yet again, super smart, but like really worked well in terms of like laying down the colors and then having the pen drawn on top of it. Like I think it's such an incredible style that Natto uses. So honestly, I cannot wait to see how we see like a second attempt at a canvas in this final round from Natto.
Yeah, the layering technique that he uses is just so well executed, and you can tell that he's very familiar with that technique and just really has such a great handle on it.
Honestly, like the way that the first canvas was like so at peace, there was such great serenity. Like I think, like in the break, I literally described it as a canvas that almost felt like a hug. So really excited to see what energy's captured in this next canvas.
Ooh, and over at the easel of Medi, and I feel like we're getting a different vibe this time around, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
I think we're getting like that. Like we're definitely seeing a variation, as in like it was that beautiful mural of like the feminine figure, and now I think we're getting sort of like similar, like obviously capturing that beautiful mural style, but we're getting this really like beautiful depiction of like a bull. So capturing the energy of that and like the majestic nature of an animal such as that is going to be really stunning to see specifically in this style. So really excited to see how that turns out.
Yeah, I love the way that he uses this larger brush for basically the entire painting. It's just such an interesting look at mark making, and it has such a unique energy. More of this just wonderful intuitive brushwork from Colohan. And
the closer you look at his hand, the more you just really get to see how effortless this style of painting really is, and just how at home, like doing all these small variations and details just comes so naturally.
yeah, and the way that he's varying the weight of the line is just by how far he's pushing down the brush onto the canvas. So we can see here he's just using the tip, but he's using the same brush as he just did when he was executing those big thick brush marks. He was just pressing it closer to the canvas. Really cool to be able to get that insight.
It's a phenomenal technique at display.
I love the soft transition in the background here.
The way that she seems to really build her canvases in terms of like getting the line work down, the rough sketches, then building the color, it really does seem to just move forward in terms of like the layering of the actual canvas, which like is a really difficult thing, especially with the time limit. So I'm really just impressed with the actual application of how she goes about like the actual construction of her canvas.
Such a great observation. The way that she's really building and approaching each component. There's just everything just really comes together. And I think it's such a great performative technique as well, because it really makes the audience feel like they're along for the ride as they watch all of these different elements being added onto each other.
Natto here with Honestly, like, even though we haven't got that amazing penwork started yet, I can almost see what looks like a figure falling onto a cloud, which, like, yet again, the level of, like, serenity and, like, calmness, but, like, I just want to get more. Like, I was so enamored with Nato's style that I'm just hoping that we get more of that bit of, like, just amazing, beautiful, like, calmness from the canvas.
I couldn't agree more. Nacho just has this like unique ability to communicate emotions that can be very difficult to capture, and we're seeing it just sing off the canvas in only 20 minutes. That's so wild to me. It's like people spend their whole careers trying to figure out how to communicate emotion, and we in his qualifying round saw Nacho do that in only 20 minutes.
We're getting just some beautiful energy here. I'm really loving the splashes of red, especially when depicting a bull, because it's giving that inspiration to like traditional bullfighting in Spain, but also it's sort of like evoking like the actual like heat and passion of the animal itself. So really liking the colors that are being used for this particular canvas.
Ooh, and that pop of blue on the other side for that color contrast. Delicious.
Like, you can tell that they have been asked to do murals because there's such like a striking nature that you get with like more like classical murals that is really hard to achieve. And the fact that they're going, oh yeah, I can do that in 20 minutes in Art Battle is just nothing short of impressive.
Oh my gosh.
Wow,
yes.
yeah, okay. Hell yes. Just the snarling level of teeth. Like, in the first round, we got to see that side profile of a dragon, but now getting to see the front profile, and we're seeing the full spread of these jagged, gnarly-looking teeth. Honestly, just really impressive stuff from Kohan.
I absolutely love how we're getting this continued narrative of the two characters that he created in the first round. We're getting a different view of them, a closer up view of the story here, and wow.
It's also like I've been trying to put my finger on it for like since the first round when we got to see this style, and I think I can finally hit the nail on the head of why it seems so impressive. Is that all of these like solid black paint line works, it looks like smoke, the way that like if you put out a fire, the way the smoke builds upwards and then cascades outwards. It's almost like that technique's been kind of captured. Like, do you know what I mean?
Totally. It's like tendrils rising.
Yes, exactly.
And back over with Peritopia, and I think we're seeing some florals coming into play here in this portrait. And I love Peritopia's tendency towards softness in her characters. You know, a lot of people really bring more intensity and contrast to art battle, which is something that I love. But I also really love when an artist just goes so deep into their style and they're like, I'm going to do something calm and peaceful. And it's just a cool contrast to see an artist execute in that way in this intense environment.
I couldn't agree more. Like, it's very commonplace because like me and you, we do so many different art battle events like around the world. But like one of the common themes is we usually see like lots of like solid color put on the back of the canvas, like really making the most of their time. And I like the fact that she started very precise, very calm, working with this like level of color that isn't kind of going like it's definitely sticking to her guns in terms of her like her style, but making it work for her in this environment. So I think it's really good.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving the evolution of this character.
I mean, literally we got to see them like holding their hearts and being really at peace, but if I'm not mistaken, I think that is what it could be another beverage. This could be the Northern English person speaking here, but it looks like he's saluting a tankard of beer. And if that's the case, I love the playful nature and the development of this particular character from the second round to here.
Me too. And just like further emphasizing that joyfulness and relaxation and maybe a little bit more playful this time around. Oh my gosh, the movement here.
Just the command of movement and colors and like the pops of blues with like the burnt reds and yellows is just staggering. It's so amazing to see. Like like that's been captured in 11 minutes of work, which is silly almost that's able to be achieved.
Yeah, this piece is so wild. And I love how you've pointed out a few times with Mehdi that there's this sensation of mural here. And this piece just feels like it expands beyond the canvas. Like the piece here just has so much presence.
It's like it's almost capturing the scale of a mural, because obviously the size has that sort of like impact on you visually, and yet that weight of the size is still really captured on obviously what is probably a much smaller canvas than the artist is used to working on. But it doesn't lose that; it still captures that energy, which is really, really fantastic to see.
Ooh, and now we're getting to see how Colohan adds in that background. We were so curious last time and we missed the actual execution, and so pleased to be here for this technique.
Oh, but I'm loving the way that, like, see, this could either be very intentional or could be just part of the process. I love the way that the red is bleeding down the canvas. Like, if the first one was quite striking and aggressive, this one is just flat out evil in nature. It's got this snarling, like, beast, this, like, sort of, like, aggression behind it, but it's not off-putting. If anything, it's intriguing.
And you really get that sensation of it floating in the air above this character, and man, I love this piece.
It's sinking its teeth into the canvas, and that's the only way to like possibly describe it.
Ooh, that was a nice mark there that Peritopia did with the brown, just cutting out that shape of the chin.
It's so beautiful, like the capturing of like beauty and like femininity with the balance of like the colors and the flowers. Like, I didn't know too much about the artist before actually coming into this, but like I can safely say that I'm a really big fan of their work, but like their inspirations from their work, because it's so clear on the canvas when you get to see it done in front of you.
Yeah, definitely distilling that aesthetic and just communicating it really well. I love the way that she's layered these flower petals in too.
Absolutely. Oh, I think he is having a beer. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Honestly, I like that just really made me smile. It's such a small specific thing, but like Natto, I think as an artist has in both of the canvases really captured like a really strong reaction from me in terms of my emotional response to the canvases.
100%. And that's such an achievement for an artist to be able to elicit a reaction from a viewer in any capacity, but to get these like softer, joyful, playful emotions going. It's a special talent. So great job, Natto.
There's just such character as well. Like, I like the fact that it's a continuation of the depiction of this character, but like we're getting to see just a completely different iteration of it. If before it was like calm serenity in terms of like self-care, this seems to be more just like relax, you know, you're laying down on a cloud, you're having a beer, life is good, you know?
Exactly. So wonderful. Each time we come around to this piece, I'm like, how could it possibly get better? And then it does.
Just incredible skill being displayed, like being displayed by all of them. I love the variety between all the different canvases. Like, they've all got such unique stylings that are being absolutely like nailed, like to a T, that it's gonna make it really, really difficult to decide who walks away with the W here. Like, I really wouldn't want to pick the winner out of this, because all of the pieces have just genuinely just blown me away so much. Bangkok could be so proud of themselves.
Absolutely. The lineup tonight is just stellar. Art Battle Bangkok is really emerging as such an incredible community within the Art Battle sphere, and definitely some really intense competitors here. The skill level here is just incredible.
Absolutely. Like, where else, like, in the world, apart from, like, right now, are you going to see these collection of artists specifically creating this level, like this quality of work in the same room. Like, I go as far as saying you wouldn't. So the fact that we're able to like commentate on this and actually just view these stunning pieces of work being created, like, I feel spoiled by looking at everything that's going down.
Me too. And the atmosphere here tonight is also feeling really celebratory as well. I know that Lunar New Year is being celebrated today, and you just get this vibe from the crowd that everyone is just having such an incredible time and also just really absorbed in these artists as well.
Absolutely. I couldn't think of a better way than celebrating that Lunar Year than actually being able to like come here, have that community of art battle, seeing these amazing artists create these pieces of work at just to such a staggering quality as well. It just seems like the perfect like atmosphere to be like within. So impressed by all the artists tonight. Really incredible work.
Entering into our final 3 minutes here. Well, I like that she's brought that like periwinkle blue up into the hair.
Yeah, I'm loving the development in terms of the fact that like we're seeing the floral aspects like really sort of like play more of a thing with the actual figure itself in terms of like they seem to like envelop with one another, and the fact that it's partially covering the face. Just beautiful, like really just like it's this quality of like the way the figure has the same level of like delicacy and beauty as the flowers.
Totally. I absolutely see that. And I love the word that you used, enveloping. That definitely feels so appropriate here. Like, oh, yes. And she's starting to add more kind of like diffused flowers into the background, similar to how she added in all of those butterflies flying around her first character. Now we're getting all of these abstracted flowers. I love that some of them are just like pure marks.
Absolutely, like really smart stuff. Honestly, this canvas is just making me smile. There's something like I feel like I really resonate with this just really cool calm character. Like, I mean, without sort of like going over it, I mean, I too wish I could be butt naked enjoying a beer on a cloud in the sky. I mean, who doesn't, right?
So much fun. Like, there's such an endearing quality here.
Like I said, like just being able to really evoke such like strong feelings from a canvas, and like especially considering like Nata was really like focused on like the quality of like making sure the lines are clear, the background of the canvas, like it's not as busy as the first one, but like you still get that same resonating feeling from this, but now it's in a slightly different way. So I really like the development, and even just like the tiny little things. Like I like how the bent knees are a little bit darker, so you're getting that really that groove of the bent leg as well. Just little details like that, you know?
Yeah, so thoughtful. Heading into our final minute. Oh my gosh, the spatter.
White splatters. It really just puts a full stop on a canvas like this, which is, to be honest, really blown me away. Like, such a great piece of artwork.
So much depth in the way that he's used the red and the dark brown as well. They play off of each other, and you really get that like luxurious sheen on the fur.
It really captures the force behind the animal, like such a strong and proud being such as a bull. To really capture that in a canvas is just outstanding.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy Chinese New Year! Hanging brushes down! Crossing from a hanging gun to pattern home. Round of applause for all our patrons tonight, especially our 4 finalists. Please go to vote online. And in just a few moments, we will be announcing tonight's grand prize winner.
An absolutely beyond phenomenal third and final round of Art Battle in Bangkok tonight. Oh man, just so many incredible creative moments. Max, any highlights for you?
I mean, I don't want to do the cop out of saying the entirety of the rounds that we've had itself, but honestly, Bangkok, take a goddamn bow, because that is how you do an art battle. The level of quality that we've seen here tonight has been nothing short of staggering. These have been titans in the artistic world really going to battle. Like, every single canvas has genuinely blown me away. Anybody could have gone to the final round. But now comes the tough bit where we finally get to see who will be taking home the crown for Art Battle Bangkok.
Max, I couldn't agree more. The level of skill and tenacity and courage and creativity on display tonight has just been mind-blowing. And we have to extend our congratulations to all 12 of the artists who competed tonight, because not a single bad painting, not even a single mediocre painting. All of them have been incredible.
Like, all of them can be so proud. Like, all of them literally brought their absolute best, and their best was just incredible to behold. It's so difficult to really pick between the artists in a situation like this, but obviously the amazing people have spoken of the ones they wanted to see again, to perform again, and we've been spoiled by the returning 4 artists in the final. Like, just look at the pieces of work that you are seeing in front of your eyes. Like, I am gobsmacked at what we've been able to witness happen live.
And only one artist will be announced as the winner of tonight's art battle in Bangkok. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Kolhan, Medi, Peritopia, or NATO? Only the audience can decide, and you, our online viewers, get to do that as well. So bid for your, or vote for your favorite artist at artbattle.com/AB2719. Make sure that you get those votes in, because every single vote makes a difference. We will be back in just a few moments to congratulate and announce our winning artist of Art Battle in Bangkok. I also want to say a huge thank you to Max for joining us on the stream today. Max, it's always such a wonderful pleasure having you on the stream. You have so many great insights into the work and are definitely an Art Battle expert at this point, and such a treat to have you today.
Honestly, lovely, it's always an absolute pleasure to be able to do the streams, especially when I get to have you as a co-host. Like, your insight is always fantastic. We always have an amazing time, and I just honestly feel so blessed that I'm able to commentate on such an amazing competition with such great company. So thank you very much, lovely.
Back at you. And if anyone wants to check out Max online, they are an incredible musician and all-around creative personality, and we have links to Max's TikTok in the YouTube description, so be sure to check them out there. All right, thank you so much, everyone, and we are just about to announce our winner. Stay tuned. In just a few moments, we will have our Art Battle Bangkok champion.
นี้สำนักงานใหญ่ของอาร์ตแอปเปิลที่ประเทศแคนาดากำลังนับจำนวนคนท่านนะครับเพื่อแสดงที่สุดว่าใครเป็นผู้ชนะเลิศในเดือนนี้นะครับ
เ
Are you ready to find out the winner of tonight's art battle BKK? We still have time for the online auctions, but now we present to you our winner. Buddy, Bon and who's not the company in the home? The Bangkok. And our champion of art battle BKK February 10th is Medi.
And our winner has been announced. A huge congratulations to Mehdi Faraji, who is the Art Battle Bangkok champion for our February 10th Lunar New Year edition.
Honestly, what a performance in both rounds, but particularly that final round. Anybody could have taken it home, but like such a deserved win. Could be so proud of that performance.
Absolutely. The entire show was just so incredibly impressive, and Mehdi rose to the top, and we will be seeing him painting once again in the Bangkok finals, date to be announced. And wow, just blown away by today's performance from all of the artists and also from our production team on the ground in Bangkok. Just such a wonderfully executed show. And of course, thank you so much to everyone who joined us on the stream and cheered and commented. We appreciate you all so much. And last but certainly not least, thank you so much to my co-commentator, Max Oral.
Honestly, thank you so much for having me. Doing these events is always an immense pleasure, and what an amazing art battle. I cannot wait to return and do some more commentating with you at the next art battle.
And we will be back on the stream for Art Battle in San Francisco for a special Valentine's Day edition. So see you guys next week. Thanks everyone for joining us.